Hey guys, in today's video we're going to talk about Florentine leather. One of the best leathers in the world comes from Florence, Italy, and in particular I'm going to show you and present to you the Florentine Satchel by the company Dooney and Bourke. We're going to talk about the size comparison, where the bag was made, the pros and the cons, the leather qualities, and how I keep the shape of my bags. So with all that said, let's dive into it. Here we have the beautiful Florentine Satchel. It is made of vegetable tanned leather. It has such a smooth feel to it. Vegetable tanning is actually very old process of tanning versus the chrome tanning, which is what is used for 90% of the bags nowadays. A process which is tanning of 3 days, way less time than the vegetable tanning. The bag changes its characteristics, and with the wear it definitely stays beautiful and changes because of the patina of the leather, and the wear make the bag still look absolutely gorgeous. The classic size, it was called in the past the small, and as you see, this is definitely not a small bag, and that's why they finally changed the name of it, and they just have it on their website as the Florentine Satchel. The measurements are 13 length, 8 height, and 6 inches wide. I will compare this size with the micro size. The first piece has an all-over smooth leather with absolutely no grains or pebblings. Everything is just smooth leather. And it's very hard to get a piece like that because they sometimes come in this grained leather. I personally don't like very much that look. I feel like if I want to have some grain like that, I would just buy a pebbled leather bag. Some people do prefer this type of Florentine because they believe that the leather is going to scratch less, or simply the scratches are not going to show. The thing is, with the scratches, I don't mind the scratches so much. They're not a big problem because, as you can see, this bag right here, the classic, has scratches, and if you just rub it with your finger, the scratches disappear from the finger oils. For a person that doesn't want the grain, it's a disappointment, and sometimes people who want the grain actually get a totally smooth leather bag, and you know, that's for them a disappointment. I'll show you exactly what I mean by the differences. I prefer to get a piece which is completely smooth. And I think a lot of the Florentine Satchel fans, they do prefer the all-over smooth leather because it's simply something that makes that bag so different in comparison to anything else on the market. Next one that I want to show you, this is called the Mini Florentine Satchel, and this is the Micro. So you see that the difference is not that big. The difference is only in the length. The height is the same. The depth is pretty much the same. The loops are the same size. Also the handles. And the difference is just in the length, which means here, the length of the bag. Also, the older pieces came with this bottom, this type of, you know, just the belting right here, and the new versions already, they're coming with a leather piece. It's not easy to get an all smooth leather piece. This one as well is totally smooth leather all over, and I had to make a couple of returns in order to get a piece which is completely smooth leather. Here we have the classic Florentine Satchel, and here we have the Mini. The classic again is 13 length, 8 high, and 6 inches deep, and the Mini is 12 in length, 7 high, and 5.5 inches deep. Something I wanted to show you also, you can find out where your bag was made by just going on the inside, pulling the the key holder right here, and just next to it you're going to see a little tag, and this little tag is going to show you where this bag is being made. In this case, this is made in Vietnam, and actually all the bags that I have here with the red lining are made in Vietnam. So probably this is primarily where Dooney and Bourke is making their Florentine satchels. So here I have again the classic, and I have a very rare piece where you can see that the interior is not green, but it's red, and it's a very, very fine and pleasant to the touch leather piece on both sides. Of course, like all of them, it comes with the crossbody strap, and I was very curious where was it made. I pulled the key ring out there, and all you have is just this tag, and you don't have a brown tag. So this bag was most likely made in the United States, and why I think so is because it comes with this tag which says made in America. Also, the difference is that you see red on the tassels, and your usual Florentine has green. So I'm just gonna bring this back again. You have your green suede on the tassels under the leather. The interior of all of them is red and green. All the Florentine satchels are like that. And this one, as you can see, is not a common piece, but it's very, very beautiful. And when I got it, you know, I was expecting that I'm gonna get the usual, but I didn't mind that this was a little bit different. I totally appreciated the fact that the leather was smooth and beautiful all over. Regarding where the bags are made, most of the bags of Dooney and Bourke are made abroad, and just two collections are made. One in Italy, the Alto collection is made in Italy, and one more collection, I don't remember exactly the name, is made in Connecticut. But the rest, all of them are just made abroad. Some of the cons of this bag: it is a very heavy bag, so I don't pick this as an everyday go-to bag simply because it's too heavy. The other thing that I think the company could make better is the opening, because the smaller the size, the opening here becomes more inconvenient, simply because the bag is big right here. And until you see your stuff, you know, in this size, it doesn't matter really. But already in the mini, in the micro, and especially the nano, you can't see your stuff much, and going in and out is not that convenient. And I also think like that zipper, instead of starting here, it can just start lower right there, and you already are gaining definitely 1 inch. You're gaining of space. If simply this was cut, you can still have that beautiful smile, but simply on a lower level. And I think this would be also taking from the weight of the bag, which is great because this is pretty much substantial leather, and also the lining is leather. So I just think that if that whole scenario here started lower without that flap here, it would be a much better situation for this bag. I wanted to share with you guys how I keep the shape of the bags to stay this way, so they don't slouch and become like misshaped with time. I usually put plastic filling in there from something like this, always, and I put the silica gels in order to make sure that moisture is not sitting or staying in the bag for whatever reason. And I also use this type of flat material, which makes sure that the bags are staying here nice and smooth, instead of putting, for example, paper which is crumbled. This can definitely hurt the leather or make bumps on it. And in terms of the maintenance, I don't condition the Florentine leather bags because they tell you on the website not to do it. In general, if I do anything to this leather, because it's a vachetta leather, I would use the Apple Care, because I did use the Apple Care in the past on Louis Vuitton vachetta leather, and it absolutely worked great. Or if I would spray it and protect it from rain, I also recommend this. I have used it on vachetta leather and it didn't change color of the leather or anything, didn't hurt the leather, and the leather simply looked exactly the same after the spraying. If you're commuting with car, if you don't have to be walking long distances, I would totally recommend this as an everyday bag. But if you have to walk, if you're traveling or whatever, you don't want to get this as your everyday bag simply because it's 2 pounds. So that's it for today's video. Let me know, guys, how you feel about your Florentine satchel. Are you on the hunt for one with totally smooth leather or grained leather? Do you like, what is the wear and tear, for example, or anything you want to share? Please comment below. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was entertaining and informative. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.